on. The last few days I have been in a bit of a emotional roller coaster with the holidays, and Christmas coming up and everything. I didn't really have the best Christmases growing up. Um, in fact, there's only one Christmas that I can remember uh, being a good Christmas, and I think I was around 8 years old. And I'm not even really sure how it happened, but my brothers and I got almost literally a mountain of toys that year, and the majority of mine were Legos, which I loved, even though I wasn't allowed to keep the creations built overnight. But that's a whole different thing. But yeah, that was the only Christmas I can remember that was really a good Christmas. There were okay others, but the majority of my childhood I secretly wished we didn't celebrate holidays or birthdays. Um, so yeah. Uh, but anyways, this year, part of me wants to decorate more than I usually do, but yet emotionally I'm struggling with it. This year I don't have a whole lot of decorations. What decorations I do have, I got um, that my friend and her family had before they passed away. Uh, so it's a lot of emotions, memories, and stuff get brought up with that. Um, Especially not being able to see the kids or any of that, and or having contact with them, um, which is still really heart wrenching. I miss those kids more than words express. Those I saw them as, in a lot of ways, I saw them as like my own type deal. Or I loved them as my own, I should say. Anyways, so yeah, so it's been a bit of a emotional up and down the past few days. I was working on a project on my computer, and I came across one of the memorial videos that was put together um, for my friend and her husband. And after watching, I just broke into tears for quite a while afterwards, and which is good in some ways because I don't usually let myself grieve. One of those survival things. Um, especially with getting caught crying for any reason was never a good thing. Um, but so, anyways, so it's been a lot of up and down. Emotionally wanting to decorate but not having things, and part of me uh had got in my mindset that I wanted to set up a second tree in the bedroom where I don't have the Lego Village table up this year. And I'm not going to put it up this year uh, for multiple reasons. But anyways, but the problem is I only have one tree, and I don't have the finances to get a second tree, and which kind of added to the snowball because uh, when I can't do things that I really want to do type deal, I emotionally go through uh, emotionally really struggle and have a hard time getting beyond it. Um, it's just something that's really it's come up since moving to the state. So it was a little bit before that, because one of the things that really nobody knows about me is that um, when I feel trapped and not being able to do or get something I really want to, I kind of have uh, it's one of the few things that get me immediately pissed off, but I don't really show it. I keep it to myself. Um, but especially if someone tells me I can't do something or I have to do something, and that's, yeah, I get extremely pissed off, but I keep it hidden and usually end up getting mad at myself instead of them, and it led to a lot of not so great things. But yeah, I'd say for not showing it than it would have been to react to it. Um, that really would have been bad. So I'm doing a little better tonight, but still having a hard time. I keep getting caught in this phrase that was told, uh, mentally going through my head a lot growing up. I think it's one of those hypnotic things that they did when I was really little. I'm not 100% positive because I don't remember a whole lot of that. But it doesn't matter. I don't matter. And part of the reason why I think was one of the things they did with the hypnotized thing is because it's only been the last couple of years that I can say or think that and not totally forget whatever was going on, what led me to that. Um, so it's just, so yeah, that phrase and the other one, it was just a dream. That one, um, that one I still, when it comes to mind after having a bad dream, I tend to forget what the dream was about, but get in there. A lot of crazy stuff got put through. Anyways, yeah, I know I do matter and it does matter, but yet I can't really, head knowledge versus heart knowledge, pretty much. Um, just a lot of it's just being discouraged and frustrated. Um, Having only SSI as a source of income, uh, besides the SNAP and housing, uh, it makes it really hard because I have to figure out how to live on less than $1,000 a month, which means that things like uh, buying extra Christmas decorations and things like that have to be planned out way in advance, and that's not something I'm good at yet. I'll get there someday, but it's really rough. But I'll make it work somehow. The I won't do a snowflake tree like I did one year, but I'll figure out something. I'm usually pretty creative at coming up stuff. It just isn't the same as what I had in mind or what I pictured and such. Especially where I saw these really pretty purple Christmas lights, and one of my favorite colors, purple. Of course, it kind of want I want that type deal, and uh, it is extremely rough being an adult, but yet still having a little kid uh, attitude, I guess, for lack of a better word. At times, it's uh, like wanting something because it's a certain color or just because it looks cool or things like that, um, and just and also just with processing things where um, my go-to process and for the majority of my life is just shove it down and don't think about it. And to actually process things, I really struggle with. Um, Especially where I don't usually have words words to express what I'm feeling or how I don't even know how I feel the majority of the time. I never developed those things. And I'm not sure how much of it's from autism and how much of it is from other things. But yeah, it's rough, but one day at a time. And I know even though I'm really struggling right now, in time, um, it'll get better. It usually does. It just takes time, and it hasn't really helped with my mood any that I haven't really been able to find anywhere else to move to yet. It's one of those I quote don't have to move from here. Um, I just would love to get somewhere that's out of the city a little bit, um, and don't have as many neighbors. Uh, my perfect place to live would be somewhere that's like a bit out in the country with just a single level house, without anyone else living in it. That that I could plant my berry bushes and stuff if I really wanted to. Kind of similar like a either a rent to own or just a long term rental that feels like home basically, and uh, especially if I'm able to have a car and things like that, so I can go places when I need to. But so far, but yeah, so far only places that are available are either townhouses, which is a no go with my ankles and knees and such, um, or on further up Main Street, closer to where all the different festivals and things that go on and such, which would be way worse than how it is here, and that's saying something. But so I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up being here another year or what's going to happen. I talk with my housing worker tomorrow, and we'll see what we'll see how that goes. I know my landlord really wants to increase the rent here, um, so that's gonna have a bit of play to it and such. It's wanting to increase it like $400 or something like that, which is a big ouch. So we'll see. Anyways, this is getting a little long, so I'm gonna call it a night and talk to y'all tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye.